Thank you so much for coming here, Helen. I'm one of those people who really don't like you. Just going to be honest. I've never liked the DA. I find the DA to be the most racist party, full of white supremacy. The question for me, and it's a big question, and I know you've said it before, that genocide is a big word, and it goes to there. How can we even trust you to lead anything when you can't acknowledge that there's a genocide going on in Gaza? You say that, please, let me finish. You say that we must wait for the ICJ to rule. The ICJ has found that there's a plausible case of genocide. The ICJ has said that we must respect the rights of people. Amnesty International's ruled, Human Rights Watch has ruled, the International Association of Genocide Scholars has ruled, and you continue to deny that there's a genocide. Where is your morality? How many more children must die? How many more people must starve, Helen Zille, before you will stand up with a spine to the immorality that there is a genocide? And your party keeps saying, your party keeps telling us that it can't do anything, that it can't influence what's happening there. Your party can influence it. Sir, everybody's shouting at me. I was making my point very calmly. Please allow me to make my point. Your party keeps shouting at Helen. Your party keeps saying you can't do anything, but you can. You can support the ICJ case. You can support sanctions. You can support the stopping of coal. You can support the prosecution of people serving in the IDF. That's what you can do, Helen Zille. That's what you can do. Shame on you. Shame on you. Yes, I'm a citizen here and I can speak. Thank you for your time, Helen. I appreciate that you've listened to me. Your constituents and white supremacists might not have. These people might not be listening, but I respect that you listen. Thank you.
Intolerant white DA members attack a resident of Johannesburg, who of course is a community member, who had come to a DA constituency meeting addressed by Helen Zille, who happens to be the DA's Johannesburg's mayoral candidate as we are heading to the 2026 local government elections. This community member, who happens to be white in color, who's also a pastor, exposed the hypocrisy of the DA for continuing to defend Israel and refusing to accept that what Israel is doing to the people of Palestine, it is genocide. But what followed that was unthinkable for many people, because disruptions and confrontation in meetings and intolerance has always been associated with black dominant parties like your EFF and the ANC and MK party. But what we saw there shook many people. Sanbonan Bantabagwitu. What we are witnessing in South Africa today is something deeply troubling. Something that exposes the true face of the so-called liberal democracy. People who claim to be Democrats but are so intolerant against those who disagrees with them. A community member, an ordinary citizen, simply asked a question. A question about why does the Democratic Alliance continue to support the state of Israel? Instead of engaging with him, instead of answering him with questions, he was attacked, intimidated, and shut down. But the real question is this: what are they trying to hide? Why are they so intolerant when challenged? Today we are going to unpack this incident. and expose what it really tells us about power, race, and politics in South Africa. Can you imagine making the DA the government? It means the state brutality that was witnessed during the apartheid will become a reality again. So what happened? Let us break it down. A community member confronts representatives of the Democratic Alliance over their stance on Israel. A simple, legitimate political question. But what follows? Hostility, aggression, dismissiveness. Instead of engaging in democratic dialogue, right, the white members of the DA respond with arrogance, almost as if questioning them is a crime. But of course we know that's how whiteness operates. Whiteness does not want to be questioned. Whiteness believes that it is correct all the time. Because, you see, this is not democracy. This cannot be democracy. This is intolerance disguised as a political engagement. Because in a real democracy, leaders are accountable to the people, not the other way around. The hypocrisy of liberalism. The Democratic Alliance brands itself as a party of freedom, a party of human rights, a party of open debate. But what we saw here tells a completely different story. When it comes to issues like Israel, suddenly debate is not allowed. Questions are not welcome. Criticism is treated as hostility. So what kind of liberalism is this? Because true liberal values mean allowing dissent, even uncomfortable dissent. But what we see instead is selective tolerance. They tolerate you only when you agree with them. Why is Israel such a sensitive topic? Let us be honest here. The issue of Israel and Palestine is not just international politics. It is about justice. Many South Africans, especially black South Africans, see parallels between apartheid South Africa and what is happening in Palestine today. Here's the thing. When black people reject the DA, in terms of why they're not voting for DA, they say the DA will bring back apartheid. But when people say such things, they are being ridiculed as not being thinkers and being lazy and all of those things. But here's the question. The DA cannot guarantee us that it won't bring back apartheid when cannot even recognize that what is happening in the Middle East, what is being done by Israel is genocide and apartheid. So how can the DA be able to prevent something that they do not even recognize? You see? So that is why this issue matters deeply. That's why people are asking questions. So when a political party like the Democratic Alliance openly aligns itself with Israel, people have a right to ask why. On what moral basis does this align with South Africa's history? But instead of answering those questions, they shut people down. Power, race, and arrogance. We cannot ignore the racial dynamics here, right? The DA does not recognize black people as human beings who are on equal footing with white people. Hence, they cannot recognize what Israel is doing to the people of Palestine, because to them, Israel is not killing human beings there. Right? This is bigger than the DA. This incident is not just about the Democratic Alliance. It reflects a broader issue in South African politics. Political elites who don't want to be questioned. Parties that claim moral authority but avoid accountability. Leaders who fear an informed and active citizenry. Because once people start asking real questions, the whole system starts shaking. Right. So, South Africans must understand something very important. Democracy is not voting every 5 years. Democracy is holding leaders accountable every single day. If a political party cannot handle simple questions, then it does not deserve your support. Hence, I'm raising the question, how will the DA behave if it becomes the government of the day? If leaders respond with arrogance instead of answers, then they are not leaders, they are rulers. We must never be afraid to question power. We must never be intimidated to silence, because once we stop asking questions, we lose everything. If you agree with this message, make sure you like this video, comment your thoughts below, subscribe, join to become a member, and share this video with others. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Kosana. The name of the platform is IZWI LABANSUNDU, where we speak truth without fear. Kama Africa.